Welcome back. In today's video, we shall look at entropy and calculate the change in entropy in the expansion of an ideal gas. Entropy, which has a unit of joules per Kelvin, is a property of the state of a system, just like pressure, energy, and temperature. Thus, the value of entropy at a particular state is independent of how that state is reached. So, if entropy is truly a state property, the difference in entropy between, say, two states, the initial state and the final state, must depend only on those states and not at all on the way the system went from one state to another. Such a concept is useful, especially when we are calculating the change in entropy in the following situation. Assume that you have a tank, two identical tanks like that, connected and blocked by a stopcock, and you have gas inside. Initially, let's assume the gas, the ideal gas, let's say in this case, occupies the left-hand side of that tank, the volume of which is V. Then that represents the initial state of the system. Next, let's assume that this stopcock is removed. What happens then? The ideal gas would expand and occupy the entire system. So the final state is the ideal gas occupying a total volume of 2V. So how do we determine the change in entropy, namely the entropy of the final state of the ideal gas? Subtract the entropy of the initial state of the ideal gas. We know the process from the initial state to the final state, in this case the expansion of this ideal gas, is an irreversible process. However, since we are calculating the change in entropy and that is dependent only the values of the entropy of the initial state and the entropy of the final state, the entropy change for an irreversible process, such as this one, can be determined by calculating instead the entropy change for a reversible process that connects the same initial and final states. So that is the strategy that we will employ. Entropy change for a reversible process is given by the following expression. Integral of dq over t from an initial state to a final state. Now let's expand on this integrand. From first law of thermodynamics, we know dq, which is the amount of heat added to a system, is equivalent to the internal energy change of that system plus the amount of work done by the system or on the system. We know the change in internal energy is given by the number of moles of the gas, specific heat at constant volume, or molar specific heat at constant volume, times the temperature change. The work done, as we have seen before, is P dV. This is the pressure and this is the change in volume. Dividing the entire equation by temperature, you get that. We are dealing with an expansion of an ideal gas. So the ideal gas law is given by PV equals nRT. So that means P over T is nR over V. So we can simply substitute that expression in there, and that's going to give you nR dV over V, in addition to the first term, nCV dt over t that defines dq over t. So let's substitute this expression into that integral. You'll get two integrals. The first integral is the integral in temperature, nCV dt over t, and then you have this second integral, fi, the initial and final states, and r dv over v. So let's solve the integrals. In the first integral, number of moles times the specific molar heat at constant volume. They are constants and you can take them out of that integral sign. Integrating 1 over T with respect to T will give you natural log of T, substituting the limits, the temperature of the final state over the temperature of the initial state. Likewise, in the second integral, you can take out the number of moles and the universal gas constant R out of the integral sign. Integrating 1 over V with respect to V, you get natural log of V, substituting the limits, the final volume over the initial volume. So this represents the expression for the change in entropy for an expanding gas. Of course, we know the expansion of an ideal gas is an irreversible process, but we have modeled the process using a reversible path so that this result can be used. Another thing, in the first integral, the upper limit is the final temperature Tf, the lower limit is the initial temperature Ti, and in the second integral, the upper limit is the volume of the final state, and the lower limit is the volume of the initial state. Let's do a problem. A 2 mole of an ideal gas is confined to the left side of the container as shown below. The stopcock is opened, and the volume of the gas doubles by spreading to the right-hand side compartment. Calculate the entropy change of the gas for this process. Remember the expression for the change in entropy that we have written a few minutes ago? It looked like this: NCV, natural log, final temperature, initial temperature in Kelvin, plus NR, natural log, the final volume over the initial volume. Free expansion occurs at constant temperature. This is an isothermal process, so that means the final temperature equals the initial temperature. So this ratio becomes 1. So the entire term, the first term, that is, goes to 0. That leaves us with just the second term. So the change in entropy becomes NR natural log of the ratio of the volumes. Let's substitute the numbers. Now we're dealing with 2 moles of an ideal gas. So 2, N is 2. R is 8.31, that is the universal gas constant. Natural log, note that initially the volume occupied is V. Finally, the volume occupied is 2V. So 2V over V. So that means it's natural log of 2, which gives you an answer of 11.52 joules per Kelvin for the change in entropy. As you can see, the change in entropy is a positive number. The entropy increases in accordance with the entropy postulate that says if an irreversible process occurs in a closed system, the entropy of the system always increases. It never decreases. Thank you for watching.